faith spirituality. My name is Supremacy, wishing you life and direct from the heart of Africa. If this is your first time watching me on this channel, this is the place where I separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concepts from the misconceptions about. Today, I'll be talking about the cure of racism, how to stop or how to reduce the effects of racism and white supremacy, the race of the black people. I'm talking about this discrimination, oppression, repression, suppression of African people in the world by the Western world, by the Caucasian race. These are the people that created this racism. And I want to talk how we can solve this problem very easily. Okay? The major factor I have identified that can help you solve this problem of racism is getting what we call self-respect. Self-respect is very, very important in the life of a human being. Respecting yourself, very, very important. This is the principle of the deity we call them Obatala in Ifa, Yoruba pantheon. That is what it represents. Ancient Africans, a long time ago, came to the realization that people treat you the way you treat yourself. This is how people generally relate to you. If you value yourself, people will value you. If you think of yourself highly and respect yourself, people will also respect you. Okay? So, Obatala is not the deity representing morality. It's a deity that represents respect and the morality that comes from that. Okay? Some people are naturally reflections of their actions. So, for you to want people to respect you, you must try to respect yourself. Very, very important. And this is where African people are failing. If you see African people today, because we have too much of everything in the continent, we tend not to value it. Africa is the richest continent in the world. When you talk of natural resources, minerals, gold, diamonds, oil, precious stones, people, fruits, food, everything is here. We don't really need to stress ourselves much. As a result of things, we really don't value, result of this, we don't value the things that we have. So we disregard them. And people that are living in scarcity, that are from places whereby they don't have all these natural resources, as in Europe and the so-called Western world, they value all these things. So when they see that we don't value them, they look at us as fools or people that are ungrateful for the things we have that we don't value. So they will do everything possible to deceive us, to take those things from us, and not also that, to enslave us so that they can be benefited from those things that we don't value because we don't really value them. One of the main things we don't value is our people resources. We can see this in how Africans sold many of their people into slavery. Many Africans connived with white people during the era of colonization to be cashing other Africans that deemed their enemies or weak and selling them for money, for trinkets, for mirrors, for cheap, very cheap stuff to people overseas. This is because we don't value our people that much. And another major thing that is affecting us today is the issue of religion. Many Africans and many of our people are into Christianity and Islam. These are foreign religions, spiritual systems that were created by people from outside Africa that are enemies of Africa. The major place we have failed today and we have failed in the past was when our people left our indigenous spiritual systems and adopted the spiritual systems of our enemies, which is Islam and Christianity. This is the major downfall of Africa. This is where we lost it, according to KRS-One and a lot of African scholars. And if you check into history, you will see that this is a major downfall. When you drop your spiritual system, you cut off yourself from your spiritual system, from your ancestors, from everything that connects you to the land. And then you now embrace those of the enemy of foreigners. You have taken away every iota of self-respect from you. You are trying to say that your spiritual system is inferior, that it is not as powerful or as superior as that of the enemy. So therefore, you choose to drop it. What this will make you is a second class or a third class citizen in the spiritual hierarchy of your enemies. And this is exactly why Africa is where it is today. A lot of Africans have wholeheartedly adopted the spiritual practices of the people that came to enslave them. So based on that, we see Africans as second fiddles. And guess what? The people that they are running after, the so-called Christians and Islams, they don't respect them. Because for you to drop your spiritual system and take theirs, they see you as a fool. They really see you as somebody that you are totally finished when you do that. You have totally cut yourself out from the things that will protect you, that will guide you, and now you are not following them. You can never be as equal as those people in those religions. And guess what? Those spiritual systems were created to destroy African spirituality, to destroy African people. Okay? So this will totally take away your self-respect. So you cannot be venerating the white man as God and still expect that white man to treat you equally. You cannot be venerating the Arab man as a god on this planet, Muhammad and his blah blah blah. And you cannot expect Arab people to treat you equally. This is where our major error. For we to get any kind of self-respect, we must come back to our indigenous African spirituality and we must start practicing it. This will make your enemies to respect you. This is why the Chinese man is very much respected in the world today, because they practice their Chinese spirituality. This is why the Japanese man is very much respected in the world today, because they practice their Japanese spirituality. This is why the Indian man, the Thai man, is very much respected in the world today, because they practice their Hinduism and Buddhism. This is what defines them. This is what they emanate from. This is what their core of their essence is. When you come to the African, the typical African today, is what we will describe as a Negropian African person that is not conscious, a caricature of a human being. A lot of Africans are like this. They see nothing good in themselves. They have been made, conditioned, brainwashed to see nothing good in anything called African spirituality. When you mention African spirituality as a topic, a lot of Africans run away. They have been made to believe that it is evil, it is demonic, that their ancestors are demons, that for them to succeed in life, they have to cut off everything about their ancestors and claim Abraham's blessings. They'll be singing this in church: Abraham's blessings are mine. I am blessed in the morning, I am blessed in the evening. Abraham's blessings are mine. That is a lie. You are not connected to Abraham. Abraham does not have any DNA connection with you. Abraham's blessings is for the Jewish people and the Romans that created that religion. Abraham is a thief. Abraham was not created by you. Abraham's message was not for African people. It was for the people that wrote Abraham, that created that person of Abraham into reality. Abraham's blessing can never be for you. It is your ancestors' blessing, that name you are carrying. It is Onumake's blessing that is for me. It is the blessing of your surname, your African surname, that is for you. Okay? It is Jehuti's blessing that is for you. It is Obatala's blessing that is for you. It is the name of your forefathers, their blessing that is for you. Not the blessing of anybody from the Middle East. Not the blessing of anybody from Jerusalem. Not the blessing of any white Caucasian from Europe. It is your ancestors' blessing that is for you. Okay? This, when you begin to go to the church, carry this, there's no way white people will respect us. Many black people, they complain of racism. You begging the white man to stop oppressing you. You begging the white man to take food from you. You're marching every day in America. Every day, police will be killing black people. You will march from Monday to Saturday. On Sunday, you will still go to the church of the white man to go and pray to Jesus Christ, to ask Jesus Christ to stop the white man from oppressing you. It is impossible. Jesus Christ was created to oppress you because he was created in the image of the oppressor. The oppressor created this religion for you to see him as God, so that you can keep forgiving him for all the atrocities he has been doing against you. You cannot fight your God, which is your enemy, at the same time. You are calling him the enemy, at the same time you are calling him your God. It is an oxymoron. It will not work. You fight him from Monday to Saturday. On Sunday, you pray to him. When you look at Jesus Christ, take away the mustache and the Middle Eastern clothes. What is there is a Caucasian man on the cross. You say the Caucasian man come to die for you, for imaginary sins that you did not commit. All the sins of colonization. Who is punishing the Caucasian people? It is you that is supposed to punish them. It is you that is supposed to hold them accountable. But you refuse to forgive him. How will he not continue to oppress you when you keep forgiving him? And when you have no fucking self-respect for yourself, no self-respect for your ancestors, no self-respect for who you are as an African. All these things matters. They matters very, very much. So you need to try to do all these things for yourself, improve your situation, empower yourself to succeed, and you need to do the needful. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to get sense, improve ourselves, empower ourselves, and do the right thing that will transform our life, that will take us to a better place of doing the things that is needed. Okay, so African people in Africa, the best thing that they need is to leave religion alone, as in Western or religion, Christianity, Islam, and practice any kind of African spirituality that is possible for them to practice. Okay, we can do this very easily. All these things are very simple things to do. Okay, very, very simple things to do. You, as an African that is a Christian, you need to find one African deity to be venerating. You should find one of them. Okay, it is very, very important. You cannot tell me that out of all the old African deities in Africa, you cannot see one to venerate. That all of them are bad, all of them are evil, all of them are demonic. You cannot tell me that Africa is so bad that when you check the catalog of all the deities from Ifa to Palo Mayombe to Igbe to Kemetic spirituality, you cannot find one good African deity. You cannot tell me, no African person can tell me that out of all of them, you cannot find one to venerate, to give you some self-respect. This is very, very important. For you to say everything about Africa is evil, and at the same time, you want the gods of the land to work for you, to work in your favor, when you have totally condemned them, disrespected them, cut off from them, it is almost impossible. The gods will just be looking at you. It is senseless. So racism will never end until we find a way to give ourselves some self-respect. Okay? We must find an indigenous African deity to venerate. Check all of them. I will recommend Kemet to you. Okay, you will see a lot of good deities when you check the Kemetic Pantheon, from Tehuti to Ampu to Asa, Aset, Eteru. So many powerful deities are there. Sekhmet, Basts, all of, you must see something there that you like. You read about them, you must see the one that you resonate with. To say, I love this deity, I want to embody the principles and characteristics of this deity. You must see one. You come to Ifa, you see Obatala, Orumila, you see Oshun, Ogun, Shango. You cannot tell me that you don't see anything you like there. All these are principles, divinities of nature that are with us here. You must see something, an African deity. You can choose to bring, to create an altar for, to raise up and say, this deity, I want to embody the principle of this deity. There are many of them. But you can't tell me as an African that no one is good. For you to say that means that you have been highly, highly brainwashed to be a real enemy of yourself, an enemy of the continent, and you are the only person that will be able to destroy yourself. So this is a major reason why a lot of people don't respect us. When we go to different places, you see us doing this mushy thing, running after other people, running after their spiritual system, putting it on our head, overdoing it, carrying it on our head, and people just look us like fools when you do this. When I first went abroad, I went as a Christian, and by experience, I was not knowing who I was. I was going to churches, running after people of other races, trying to make them accept me. Doing all these mistakes, I made all these mistakes. When I became conscious, my attitude changed. During the time I was unconscious, a lot of white people don't respect me. I go to parties, try to mingle. I see all these things. But when I became conscious, I find out that a lot of them became afraid of me. The way I talk, everything about me changed. My attitude changed. They respect me more. Everywhere I live, my neighbors, people around me, they see me as somebody that you don't mess with. I don't joke or laugh too much with people, and I carry myself very high. The way people treated me was different. Many people are now coming to me to be my friends, to ask me where I come from, this and that, and they want to parley me to know more about me. But during the other time, it was the other way around. I was the one going to meet people, trying to make friends with them. But when I changed, people were the ones coming to me. People treat you the way you treat yourself. This is what you need to know. If you don't take care of your family well, you don't take care of your children well, people will disrespect your children outside the house. They know that they can deal with your children, lock them up, mess them up. Nothing will happen to them. But when they see that you respect your children, you take care of them very well, and you don't joke with them, people will respect your children as well. This is why a lot of people don't respect Nigerians abroad. You see Nigerians going to every country, trying to go and do many a job. They know that you are running away from your country. They know that you are running away from hardship. You are running away from poverty. And they will treat you bad, pay you anything they want to pay you, peanuts, maltreat you, disrespect you. They know that your country, your embassy will do nothing to them. But you see this with American citizens, people respect them. You don't mess up with American citizens anywhere in the world. The embassy is very, very active. They will always take this into account, and they will hold it against you. You see the difference. People treat you the way you treat yourself. As Africans, we must treat ourselves with self-respect. We must throw away this religion and adopt an African religion. This will give us a lot of respect, a lot of dignity. And we must not cheapen ourselves to other people. We must value what we must value ourselves very much. So we must hold ourselves in high self-esteem. Very, very important. We must venerate Obatala, which is self-respect. We must have this. Self-respect is a deity. In the epitome of Obatala, it's a deity, self-respect. If you don't have it, people will disrespect you. Okay, so you must have this deity with you. You must embody the principles of this deity. Very, very important. And we must promote our culture and tradition. A lot of Africans hate African culture. Anything about African, they don't want to hear it, the language, the tradition. They see everything as evil. We must promote our culture the way other people are selling and promoting their culture. Now, people rather identify with Chinese people, with Western people, more than African people. We must change all this. We must change it through music, movies, arts, and our general interaction. We must hold it very, very important because it is what gives us identity. If we don't do it by ourselves, nobody will do it for you, except somebody will come and be pirating your culture and be selling it or abusing it. This is culture vultures. You don't want that to happen, so you have to promote it. Okay. Then we also have to support our people. A lot of our companies and factories or people don't want to buy African products for the mere reason they feel that they are inferior or they are not made very well. We must start by supporting our own people, our factories, and our people. This is a major mistake African governments are making. You will see people that are trying to transform the economy. Instead of them supporting these people, that we go and be buying foreign products. These are not good things. We must think of buying black first before we do any other thing. If you want to buy any product, if it's not made by your people, so that that money will go to them to encourage their business, to improve their business, we must think about this first. It is very, very important. This is what we call self-love. It is not discrimination. A lot of companies, countries that do this, they know that they need to promote their products for people to like it. If you don't buy it, use it. Other races and other people will not also buy it. We must practice this. We must support our businesses. That kind of petty quarrel of the mentality of this black man don't wanting another person to have more money in the community, it needs to stop. Many African people, especially in Nigeria, they will rather buy things from abroad than buy from a fellow African because they don't want that man to make money. This is their low mentality. They will say that if he makes money, he will be oppressing me tomorrow. He will be bigger than me. This is nonsense. If you support him, we have this mentality of supporting each other. Everybody will grow together. If you have a factory today, people buy from you. You too, we also have to buy from other people, and we buy from each other. When we patronize each other, we collaborate. Everybody will be wealthy together. We need to practice this kind of thing. Very, very important. A lot of people will not buy something from an African because it's not the same tribe with them. Oh, it's an Igbo man. I will not buy from him. It's a Yoruba man. This needs to stop. We must be buying from our own people. Forget about tribe. If everybody is practicing tribalism, nobody goes anywhere. If everybody patronizes his own tribe, we don't move forward. Okay, so you must move across your tribe. As far as it's an African person, you can buy things from Kenya. You buy things from Congo. You buy things from. We need to have this intra trade mentality first before we think of going outside the continent. This is also an aspect of self-love, self-respect, promoting your culture, stimulating your economy by making sure money circulates in the economy. This is very, very good. It will stop racism. Most of the time, we buy these products from these white people, white companies, and they don't respect us. They don't do anything for us. We go and buy designers, things that we don't need from Tommy Finger, Versace, Gucci, all these unnecessary, extravagant items. People buy them. Not that we don't have good clothes in Africa, but people just want to feel that they want to look that they are higher than their colleagues, that they are the richest black man in the hood. This kind of mentality, the richest crab in the bucket mentality. So they rather go out to say that they are associating with Westerners, with white people. So anything African is too low for them. It is inferior for them. Their level is now top class, world class. They want to associate with the so-called bourgeoisies of the Western world. So they patronize all these products instead of giving money to their people, encouraging local industries. They take it out to buy houses, to empower the enemy. So the enemy will see you like a fool because you're practically paying him to look rich. While you are not rich, you pay him to look rich. And the real rich person is him. And they like these kind of things. So they keep pushing the mentality that Africa is inferior, Africa is third world, Africa is inferior. What is translated to that is that nothing good can come out of Africa. If you want something good, come to the Western world. This mentality makes us not to patronize our local industries. And when some black man just quickly have some money, our musicians, our movie stars, what do you see? They run to Europe and start buying expensive European cars and products to distinguish themselves from their fellow African brothers and sisters, forgetting that they used to be poor. We see this with all our top musicians. I don't want to mention their name. This is a mentality. In order for you to be to know that you have arrived, you have to be patronizing Western products only, nothing made in Africa. In fact, the only African musician I can say in Nigeria that was able to change this was Fela Nikolakwo Kuti of blessed memory. He made sure that all his clothes, almost all his history, everything is from Africa. Pure African mindset. The only things he have from abroad is the things that he cannot find in Africa. So it's important that we promote our culture, our fashion, our local industries, our local technology. All this will give us self-respect. It will stop racism. When we keep buying the products of these Western countries, they keep oppressing us because we're giving them money. We're giving them our power, our strength, our resources. So what do you think they will do? You think they will want to stop? No, they will keep taking it and finding way to oppress us more. Okay, to cause division within ourselves, to let us feel that we are inferior. We will always be inferior to, or when you venerate Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ tell you are naturally inferior, that all your children are born in sin. This is an insult to the African consciousness that you are born in sin, that you have no level, you are worthless. That the only thing that will give you value is if you accept him as your Lord and personal Savior and pray to him every day and work for him all your life. This is the most insultive, demeaning, abusive philosophy in the world. If you accept this philosophy that you are inferior, that you are worth nothing, except you accept this stupid criminal called Jesus Christ and his 12 loaves of banana jugglers and his bastard and criminal father, you are finished your life. That your children are all born in sin, they must accept him as Lord. And when you look at this entity, is the image of the white man, a Caucasian man telling you all this in white robe. This is insultive to your soul. Okay, insultive to your ancestors. We need to reject it. As far as we carry this religion, we will never be equal with those people. They will never give us freedom. We will never be free from the antics of racism. We must cut this cord. We must connect back to our African divinity and our African self and our African deity to give us that self-respect, that empowerment to do without these people. When they see that we don't need them for anything, they will come begging because they don't have anything themselves. They are just smoke and mirrors. They don't have natural resources. They don't have the things that we have, but they pretend that they don't need it, but they are all about it. This is the way they behave to us. Like they don't need us, that they are just helping us, that without them, we are nothing. This is the mentality of the Caucasian Western world, that without them, Africa is nothing. But without them, we are everything. We have everything. We just need to have self-respect and start practicing doing our own thing, creating our own technologies. And they will be the one to lose. So if you're an African person, you are tired of racism, you can change things by, first of all, getting an African deity, dropping this their religion that is consuming us, religion that is destroying our culture and spirituality and our connection with African deities. When you venerate them, you have no respect for yourself. So you need to cut them off. When they see you doing your own thing, they respect you more. Okay? Then you need to promote your culture, promote your arts, your Everything about your Africanness, you need to promote it, your language, your food. You have to take pride in being an African, for crying out loud. It's not easy to be an African. It's not easy. Many people want to be us. This is the origin of their hatred. They want to be us, but they know they cannot be us. They want to have what we have. This is what they are doing. So you need to take pride in yourself and focus on building your own empire, building your own future. This is what we make people to respect us. When we start doing this, instead of running to their country, we are well in our country, we are well cared for, everything is working fine. Then we be the one running to Africa. They don't have any natural resources. They don't have any gold mine in the whole of UK, but they have all our goods. How can this happen? All these kind of things you see in Europe, the whole of Switzerland does not have any natural resources, no river, but that is where everybody is keeping their money. How is this possible? All these kind of things that is happening in the world today. It's like an abracadabra happening in the world today. So we need to change this narrative. We can cure racism. Things that you can buy from African people, buy them. If it's clothing, we can make clothes, okay? Instead of spending money on all these unnecessary designers, buy African clothes or buy from your black businesses. Let them have money instead of criticizing that they are not good enough. I used to criticize in the past when I was unconscious. When I go to any restaurant or any place, any little mistake, I will complain. But now I don't complain. I understand how businesses are run. I understand how we need to support each other. So when I see things, I still patronize in order to make the business float. So I don't complain anymore because I want this person to stay in business. When you keep complaining about this and that, you discourage them from continuing. So even if the service is not still good enough, we need to encourage our brothers and sisters by patronizing them. This is a very good way of making sure they stay in business and encouraging them to grow, to do better. We must struggle. Yes, things are not easy with us, but we must sacrifice some things to make sure that everybody move forward, or the ones that really want to move forward, we must locate those people and we must encourage them to grow and to stay in business. All this will give our people pride, self-respect, self-love. Very, very important. So all these things we need to do. They say monkey not fine, but the mama like them. So even if the thing is not working that well, as that efficient and effective, we must still try to support it just because it is ours. So we need to make it better. This is how these so-called people start. They always support themselves, support their businesses, even if it's not working where they will lie and tell you everything is working fine, 100% good. They do this all the time. All their systems do not. If you have lived in abroad, you know that sometimes they have glitches, but they always cover it up so that you will think the system works 24/7. It does not work 24/7. Even look at their democracy, they make a lot of mistakes. They have been making a lot of mistakes, but they still tell you that the system works. They believe in the system. Even we know that the system of capitalism is failing the world. Even when we know that capitalism is unsustainable, that when you have taken all the natural resources from the world, there will be nothing else. They will still be telling you that it works, it is the best system, there's nothing like it. They still telling you, even we know that it is a lie. Even the religion that we know that it is a scam, it's a lie. They keep telling you that it is the best religion in the world. They do all these things. Even when they come to Africa to steal our natural resources, they still find a way to tell us that they are doing us a favor. All these things happens. So we cannot just be believing them. We need to believe in ourselves, do what needs to be done for ourselves by ourselves, promote our own product, patronize our own product, remove this and tribalism from our minds, support our African brothers. Nigeria is where it is today because of tribalism. Somebody is making cars in Nigeria, but some people will say, no, he's from another tribe. We're not going to buy his car. We're not going to give him contract to supply. All this kind of low mentality thing is what is holding Nigeria down. Tribalism is a major problem. If we want to grow, we must rise above tribalism. We must rise above, oh, he's from another country. We cannot patronize him. We don't trust. All this nonsense needs to stop. Okay? So these are some of the factors that we reduce or eliminate racism from our from affecting us. So if you're living in abroad, try to support your African, your black businesses. Do whatever you can. If you're living in Africa, before you buy something from abroad, make sure that you if you need to find an African person doing the same thing, except you can't find that person before you can buy from abroad. All these kind of things we need to take it into consideration. Okay, so this is where I will stop today. Then, most importantly, very importantly, above all of them all, you need to find an African deity to be venerating. You cannot tell me that there's no good African deity that you cannot venerate as an African. You must find one. There are lots of them. For you not to be able to find one, it means that something is wrong with you. Okay, you are part of the problem, not part of the solution. Find an African deity, throw away this religion. This religion is the main virus that they are using to destroy us. And make sure that you don't pass this religion to your children. It is a cancer, it is poison. Okay, it has nothing good for Africa except for turning African people into caricatures or stealing from our own people or making you a vampire. As a pastor, you are a vampire, draining the life force of your people. There's nothing to be proud of about, nothing to write home about them. You're an enemy of progress. This is what I see there. So, very important, find an African deity. There are lots of them. Okay. So, apart from that, I thank you very much for watching. For those people that have been supporting the channel, I am very happy and delighted. Continue to support the channel, continue to practice your African spirituality, and everything is going to be well with you. We need to stop racism, and the key of stopping that is self-respect. Very important. Is there's nothing better than this. People treat you the way you treat yourself. So treat yourself well. Okay, empower yourself, love yourself, do the best things for yourself, and patronize and promote your own culture. Nobody will do that for you. Only you can do that by yourself. So this is what I have to say today. Questions or comments are welcome. Like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell close to the subscribe button. And even after you hit the notification bell, please make sure that you hit the all sign so that you can get my videos and write-ups as I post them. And even after you do that, please still bookmark the channel because a lot of people don't get my notification. I don't understand why, but we know it in there. So if you want to really support me, bookmark the channel, hit all notification. I post a lot of articles to tell you about African spirituality, the truth about authentic African spirituality. And every day I come out here to try to talk about the subject, to awaken your interest, your desire, and to update you with the latest information of what is really happening in African spirituality. Then if you also want to learn it from the ground floor, from the history to the metaphysics to the science, I teach it. I have a 6 months program. It's not expensive, just $600. You can register. I teach it the way it's supposed to be taught. The reason I do this program because a lot of people don't know African history. They don't teach it in schools. They don't teach it anywhere. They don't know our history before colonization. We do not start, African, it does not start with slavery. Okay? Before Christianity, before slavery, who were we? All those things is what I teach. This thing Western world have taken out of the curriculum. They want you to not know anything so that they can continue to enslave you and continue to deceive you. This is why I teach it, because we have very few teachers. So I will teach you everything you need to know with facts and evidence. I will give you all the books, all the materials, all the support that you need. You can register for that program. I will also teach you the metaphysics, applications of African spirituality, the sciences and spells, and how to make contact with the deities, the different deities, the 5 elemental deities, everything you need to know about them, the principles and foundations of African spirituality is in this program. If you also want to do your oracle tarot divination, I do that. Then my books are still here. If you are somebody that likes to read, I have wrote this book on quantum physics. For those people that want to know about the interrelationship between science and spirituality, everything is here. This book, I wrote it because I discovered that nobody have talked about this subject before. All the spiritualists in Africa, they don't cover this. and it will explain it clearly to you, the importance, origin of quantum physics from African spirituality, and the applications of African spirituality in modern day technology, as in the evil forest, negative space, the atomic structure, time and space travel, origin of God, origin of Christianity, 666, so many things is inside this book. It will give you a full understanding, deep understanding that will open your eyes with a lot of facts and evidence. After reading this book, you will no longer see African spirituality as an evil thing. It is not evil. Some people don't want you to go there, so they try to condemn it, because if you know it, they will have no power over you. This is why I wrote this book. So get it. It's a good Christmas present for your people, for your children, and for yourself. Then this one, walking in the shadow of the gods. Over 200 spells are here that will help you. A lot of herbs. I put in the botanical names, easy for you to get them. And I'll use them to solve many problems for love, prosperity, protection, breakthrough. It will teach you how to do African spells. Very important book. Okay, everybody needs this book. Whether you are a doctor, you are a regular person, you're an African spiritualist, you're just practicing, it's a very, very handy book. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than to be a gardener in a war. So this book will solve many problems for you. So please get your copy. Then if you want to know about African deities, very, very important. This one, for those people that want to get in touch with an African deity to venerate, Whispers of Amense, Pathways to Ascension is the book you need to get. Many deities are here. Issue is here. Hamenra is here. Ampu Anubis is here. Santisma Moriete is here. Set is even here. And how to open that gateway to the ancient Kemetic deities. I put in all the rituals, all the rites here, plus extra 50 spells and a lot of advice, even the Ori, how to make contact, how to venerate your Ori. It is also here. A very powerful book. This book is a gateway into the Kemetic spiritual system. So you need to get this book. The three of them is just $300, postage included, any part of the world. So get this book, okay? Knowledge is not expensive. If you think knowledge is expensive, try ignorance. So it will help you to grow, help you to develop. So there are many things we can do. You don't really have excuse not to know. The knowledge is here. That thing that they have been trying to hide for so many years, that they are teaching inside their secret societies. All those are the things I teach in my program. So you will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Okay, so please register today. Then if you also want to buy your spiritual items, I sell those, your meditation beads, your hanks, your miracle stone, black stone, cowries, native shock, all kind of herbs and stuff. I sell a lot of stuff. You can see that on my website as well. So apart from that, I thank you very much. I'm very delighted to talk to you today. And I'll be seeing you in the subsequent videos as usual. So take care and bye. Peace.